All right, guys. Okay, let me know if you can see the screen. You can see the slides. Just kind of give me a thumbs up and that'd be awesome. All right, so we're on the wrong slide, so let's move up here. So it's Monday, October 10th, guys, and it's our weekly Dream Team call. As you can see, we have a guest speaker on our call tonight. Joel Freeman is going to be talking to you guys about the launch of Quarter Force, which is actually going to launch in the challenge pack on October 31st. It's going to launch in the base kit on November 1st, and then Beachbody On Demand. And then it will be a whole month that just the network side will have access to it. And then on December 1st is when it'll go live in beachbody.com. All right, so we'll talk more about that tonight. We'll kind of get into all of the details, but he's our guest speaker for the evening. So as I said, before we actually hit record and got started, was start making, your notes of questions you might have, save them, and we'll ask, questions and kind of do a little Q&A in the chat bar here whenever we kind of finish up with this portion. All right, so just a couple of quick announcements. So Super Saturday weekend is coming up. It is the weekend of October 29th, and just because it's Super Saturday doesn't necessarily mean that they all happen on Saturday. Some are Friday, some are Sunday. But the thing is, if you go onto the Team Beachbody website, you click into your Coach Online office and you guys click the events section, there will be a map that shows up. You just find your area, you find your state, and it's going to populate a list of all the people that have registered Super Saturdays in your area. And I honestly, if there isn't anything in your area, I would continue to check back because they will kind of pop up as the next couple of weeks go. But basically, for those of you that are new or have never attended an event, events are game changers. Events are important to networking with other people that are doing the same thing that you are, have the same mission. It's a great place to, have workout buddies and accountability partners and to meet new people in your area that you didn't even know existed. Beachbody gives the information to the host, and so it's a quarterly meeting. These happen 4 times a year. This just happens to be the last one of the quarter. The presentation will consist of success stories and recognition. They also will go through some training, and each city, each Super Saturday tends to either bring in guest speakers or they'll put on some sort of training, or you can pretty much guarantee you're going to have a workout, you're going to have some sort of training. But so basically, it's going to add value. It's going to help you build your business. You can take a friend that is not a coach. You can be a brand new coach. You don't have to be ranked anything. It's open to anybody. All right, so anybody can attend these events. So I would highly, highly encourage you guys to get to a Super Saturday event because they are incredible. This is where a lot of aha moments happen for me in my business too. All right. So if you're hosting a Super Saturday event, here's another thing, go into the team page and start putting your link for your Super Saturday, because I bet you there are other Dream Team coaches in your area that you may not even know existed. So start getting that word out and we can kind of share that throughout the team. All right, and then also this upcoming weekend here in Pittsburgh, Carl Deichler, who is our CEO, is coming to Pittsburgh. He is doing a training on Friday night. It's a free training. It's at the Wyndham Grand in downtown Pittsburgh. It is from 7 to 8:30, and the training is called Getting the Right Kind of Yes When They Say No. And of course, right, this speaks right to the objections, because we all get objections. Doesn't matter how awesome you are, how big of a social network you have, people are going to give you objections. So, how do you kind of handle that? He's going to do a little training. And then Saturday, which you may or may not know this, but Cam Miscatch is one of our master trainers here in Pittsburgh, and she's an incredible trainer. She's one of the top 5 in the organization, and one of the rewards for her being in the top is that Carl is actually coming. They are doing a workout. They're also talking about how certifications live, master training kind of goes hand in hand with the business. So that's happening on Saturday. So if you want to get all of the details, all of the registration links to attend either of these events, just go to our Pittsburgh Market Council Facebook page. It's a public community page where you can get all of the links and all the details to go. So I hope some of you are going to make the trip in and be a part of this really awesome event. I know Joel's been in Pittsburgh before, and he knows Cam, so he knows she's awesome, and she kicks some serious butt in her workouts too. So, all right, now a couple of quick announcements. Success Club 10, our list is kind of puny so far this month, so we gotta kind of step up our game so we can end the month of October really strong, which I know you guys all will. But Kristen Kurtz is our top Success Club earner right now with 11 points, and Katie, Julia, Kim, Yolanda, and Megan all have 10. So congrats, guys. You literally got 1 Success Club point for every day of the month so far. So kudos to you guys. Then your quarter force launch is just going to be icing on the cake, which is fun. And then these are all of the coaches who have Success Club 5 through 9. So if you just sort of take a look and make sure you congratulate those. Jen Guthrie is right up there with 9 points. You know, one of the big measures of success for me when I'm looking at each individual coach is your ability to reach this benchmark, your ability to say, hey, at minimum, I am going to aspire to help 3 people in a challenge group each month. And so everything we teach, everything we do is circled around providing our customers the best support possible, you know, sharing that through your social networks. And so make sure that you're plugged into a training group, you know, with your upline. Make sure that you are doing the vital behaviors every day. Make sure you are sharing your journey on social media, that you're committed to a fitness program. You know, and if you are struggling in any way, please reach out to your sponsor coach and get that support. We want to see each and every one of you succeed. And the most important thing you can do if you feel stuck or you feel overwhelmed is to focus on yourself. Focus on your own personal fitness, your own nutrition, and share that journey publicly, right? And the rest of it, we can teach you along the way. So I hope you guys are as committed as I am, but I know we're going to have an awesome fourth quarter, an awesome October. I've got some really great things coming down the pipe. So I know this list will grow by next week. All right, so up next, I am going to stop my screen share, and I am going to introduce to you guys Joel Freeman, who is the co-creator of our brand new product, Quarter Force. And he asked me a couple of weeks ago if he could jump on here and share with you guys about the program, what you can expect. And so he's gonna kind of go through that with you guys, and then we'll open it up for some questions. Cool? All right, take it away.
Ooh, wow, jumping right into it. No pressure. Jeez. Hi, everybody, and thanks, Melanie, for having me on. And I was just, and look, this is just me. I saw, because when you were screen sharing, I couldn't help notice you had like 40-something unread text messages, and like it was killing me. Like I'm that guy that has like 0 unread everything on my emails and my texts. So the fact that like I was sweating just looking at your screen. So hopefully some of you guys can feel my pain. So get to work. Anyway, yeah, hey, super excited and to talk about this. And, you know, and I have been on a lot of coach calls the past few weeks, and we got even more planned. And it's, I'll sit there and do this all night, man. I'm in my little cozy corner of my place, and it's got the good lighting, and I'm happy. So, but yeah, we can talk about Quarter Force. So, you know, first and foremost, I definitely want to, you know, give you a little bit of insight into it. You guys, I know a lot of people have seen, you did the sneak peek, hopefully on the 3rd. We've got another one coming up, but you know, that was a 27-minute sneak peek of a 30-day program. So, you know, wanted to make sure, and that's why Jericho, we're dividing and conquering coach calls and really getting out there to make sure that everyone fully understands what Quarter Force is, what it's about, and then definitely want to answer any questions you have about the program, and then and very importantly, as coaches, want to answer any questions that you guys have about you know, what are the best ways to go out and talk to people about this program, and as opposed to just saying, hey, it's a new program, you should try it. Well, that doesn't really tell people anything. So definitely want to talk a little bit about you know, ways to talk to others that aren't working out, maybe to how to get this going. So first and foremost, you know, when it comes to the program itself, I think there's a couple key points to it. So, you know, Quarter Force is it's a 30-day total body transformation program, and that's a very important point right off the bat that we want everyone to realize and understand, is that this is not a weight loss program. We did not design Quarter Force to just lose weight. We designed Quarter Force to be a total body transformation program. That means, yes, is weight loss included in that? Absolutely. But we are talking about what it's going to do in terms of your strength, what it's going to, you know, in terms of your, you know, from the physical aspect of it, you know, and for strength and weight and inches and fat burning and everything like that, but also what's going to do to you mentally, and how you're going to feel mentally as you go through this program and then complete the first 30 days or the 30 days of the program in its entirety. So that's a big component of it, is really talking about this. And, so what we did is when Jericho and I designed Core de Force, we've been working, we worked on this program for 18 months. We took our time with this. We wanted to make sure, because we knew that coming into this world, coming into Beachbody, we knew that what had been in the catalog before with other programs and with Les Mills and Beachbody, there's no secret there. And we obviously wanted to fill that little space in the category, in the catalog, so to speak, of an MMA workout. But we really wanted to take it a big steps further, lots steps further, as opposed to just saying, hey, you don't have this program anymore, here's this program, this will replace it. That it wasn't sitting with us. So some of the ways we did that, and I think you guys saw, if you did the sneak peek, you probably already saw this, but let's talk about one. And I think the most important aspect of it is we wanted to stay as authentic as possible to the MMA style training world. And the easiest way, one of the most important ways of doing that, was to take the workouts off the beat, off the musical beat. Anytime you start punching on a beat, that brings in this dancey feel, and nothing wrong with that. That's how it's worked in the fitness world forever. Back in the days with Tybo and Billy Blanks, even before that, like Jack Elaine did some stuff like that. It's like, it goes way back, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we, again, wanted to take it down a different path. And in the world of authenticity, the minute you start punching on a beat, you'll get laughed out of the boxing gym. So we definitely brought it to the off the beat, off the rhythm. And what this allows for, besides just authenticity, is this allows, most important component of this is allows everyone to work at their own pace. So it does not, and that means that it doesn't matter if you've ever boxed before, if you ever did MMA before, doesn't matter. It allows every single person to start where they are comfortable with, their own level. That means that the competition is only them. They are only competing against themselves. They are not trying, nobody has to keep up with anybody else. You don't have to keep up with us. You don't have to keep up with the cast. We have a modifier in every single workout for the people that need it. And this really allows people to start wherever they need to start. That means there is no prerequisite for this program. I've been talking for a while, sorry. There's no prerequisite for this program. There's no there's nothing that people need to do to get ready to do this program. You just simply push play and go. And you go at your own pace. So that was a really big deal for Jericho and I when we did this. We wanted to make sure that everybody could do this program. No questions asked, no ifs, ands, or buts, and just say, hey, let's just go after this. So we did that. And then we also went to in working with a modifier, again, really bringing it down, breaking down the movements for people that have never done any sort of MMA workouts before. No problem. As you guys saw in the MMA Speed, if you did the sneak peek, you saw it right at the beginning. We have what's called Learn It and Work It. And that's in every single MMA workout that is in the program. There's 4 MMA workouts like MMA Speed that you did. And then the rest, we bring in a whole fun world of strength resistance, body weight training. No equipment, just using your body weight against you. And we were really able to go into the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, grappling, wrestling, ground game type movements that really engage your core, use your body weight, and will get you stronger in so many different facets that, again, you're going to make your body do something it's never done before. So it's going to respond in kind by showing you things about your body that you didn't know you could do, or the way you could look, right? I think those are the main parts of the exercise aspect of it. I know there's some people have some common questions, which I can answer in a second. But then I know a lot of people are asking about the nutrition aspect of it. So the eating component. Core de Force has an eating plan. It is not a diet plan. It is not anything but an eating plan. You get to eat with Core de Force because I like to eat. Jericho likes to eat. Food's good, and your body likes food. So we're going to feed your body. And because Core de Force, as you guys saw at the MMA Speed, it is a little bit of a higher intensity program, you're going to work harder. Well, working harder means what? You get to eat more food. You actually get to eat more food. I want to say it again, more food. And because it's a higher intensity, that also means that your body is going to be craving certain types of foods, including carbs. So there's more carbs in your diet. Yay for carbs, right? I know, come on, this is awesome. And it's a plan that is sustainable. It's not just something that we say, okay, do this on the 30 days of Core de Force and then go back to whatever you were doing. We want it to be where people, once they finish 30 days of Core de Force, it carries on. It works. So that's why the recipes in the eating plan are recipes that you would have if you're not on a workout regimen, like barbecue chicken pizza. That was mine. And Kobe beef burgers on protein style. Like, those are my two favorite things in the entire world, are burgers and pizza. So, we worked with all the nutritionists at Beachbody, Ani and Denis. These guys are brilliant. And we worked with them in terms of calories and a sliding scale of calories. So it is a very, very simple plan for you to figure out what your caloric intake is. And when you get your eating plan, you'll see it's on page 1 of the book that it's all there. You just put your numbers in and you'll see the calculations, and it's a sliding scale. So you can see based on what you want to accomplish. So if you really, really want to lose a lot of weight, then that means you're going to eat a few less calories, right? That's just the science. Less calories in, more calories out. There you go. But if you're not necessarily looking for a massive amount of weight loss, you just want to tone up and get shredded out, then trust me, you're going to eat. And because the intensity of the workouts, your body's going to need the nutrients, right? It's like, not giving your car a full tank of gas and expecting it to go the distance. It's not going to happen. So we're going to fill up your tank full of good food, and then we're going to kick your butt, basically, is what's going to happen on that one. I do know that people are asking about the portion containers. There are no portion containers in the program. It does follow the Portion Fix program in terms of the color coding system for proteins, carbs, etc., and then also in terms of measurements. But that's as far as it goes. We wanted to make Core de Force as simple as possible. That's why in the base kit, just the DVDs with the workouts, that's it. No equipment, no containers, no nothing. Plus, the containers piss me off when I put them into the dishwasher, because you know how they flip over and they fill up with water and then you take them out and they spill everywhere. Yeah, I don't do that. So if you give me a year's supply of containers, I never have to wash them again. That's perfect. So it's very, very simple. Like I said, it was really about making this as simple as possible, because I say this on every single call, and I don't want anybody to think of this in any other way, except for the way I say it. We designed Core de Force not for coaches. We designed it for the people that are not moving, the people that are not exercising, the people that need to get moving. We knew that coming into this, hey, look, coaches, you guys are working out already. You're what I love to call fitness freaks, right? You're the ones that like love getting sore and like, oh my God, this kicked my butt. I can't wait to do it. I'm so sore the next day. That is not the 260 million plus people that are overweight and not exercising in the United States, and all the other millions and billions in the world. Those are not those people. So we had to make this simple. We wanted to make it as easy as possible. So then, as Melanie was talking about, Carl's thing is going to be saying, how, when they say no, how do you get into a yes? We're trying to take all the barriers away, right? So that's why it's like for beginners, for intermediate, for advanced. It's for anybody there. It's simple. It's effective. It's easy to follow. We walk you through it from day one. Just push play. That's really what we were trying to do. And then get people excited about it, obviously, by bring people into a world that Jericho and I know and love so well, which is the MMA world. With that comes empowerment, comes confidence, and comes, as I said, total body transformation. So I think that's the majority of the high-level talking points that is in my brain right now. I might have missed something, but usually questions bring it to light. So, Melanie, questions, comments, concerns, whatever you guys got.
Sure. Okay. So one question that we were talking about earlier today is people who are pregnant, right? I know there's modifications in there, but any special recommendations or thoughts for women that are expecting?
Well, I don't have a lot of experience in pregnancy, as I'm sure you guys could guess. But yeah, the question is coming up quite often. And, in the world of anything, not just pregnancies, obviously, when it comes to people who have hip issues or, whatever the issues are, you got to get clearance first, right? You got to get clearance from your doctor. And the best thing in the world to do for clearance, what it says, as opposed to just saying, well, my doctor says I could work out. Yeah, but when it comes to certain types of intensities, certain types of exercises, talk with your doctor. So if you're pregnant, for instance, that's very important. There's so many different things that have to be avoided as you progress in your trimesters. So you need to make sure you keep checking with your doctor and make sure that you can do certain exercises. Now, the great thing about quarter force is in terms of the stand-up, in terms of those types of movements and the combinations, and even with some modifications, they're enhancing muscles that and strengthening muscles that is necessary when pregnant, right? Is a need when pregnant. So you don't want to just sit around and not do anything. But again, check with your doctor first. Jarek, we do know this question has come up a lot. So Jarek and I we were talking actually just last week about it, and we're going to get together and start working on some pregnancy modifications for certain exercises that don't where the modifications don't exist yet. So hopefully that'll be coming soon. But as always, first things first, get clearance from your doctor, and then even postpartum. Again, clearance. I know there's been concerns with diastasis and separation and whatnot. But again, Jericho came from postpartum 3 months after that with the C-section, and she got clearance, and we started working on this program, and she was able. Well, she's also a freaking badass. So she came through and had no problem doing some of it. But again, first things first, doctor.
Gotcha. Perfect. Yeah. Great answer. Another thought too is a lot of programs have a lot of pivoting and twisting, and it definitely is hard on people's knees. So what would you say in that situation? Like, how does quarter force kind of measure up specific shoes or avoid it if you have a lot of knee injuries, or what? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so there's pivoting and there's twisting, but the way to think about that is when it comes to specific knee issues, so if people say, well, I have bad knees and so I can't pivot or twist, a lot of that type of movement is usually centered around plyometric type movement, explosive type twisting, where there's a lot of pressure put into the knee, the joints and tendons in your knee area, ankle, hip. There you go. For those of you guys that did the preview, the sneak peek of MMA Speed, you saw that when you're standing up and doing an MMA combination, it's full body rotation. So you are pivoting on the ball of your foot, but you're releasing your heel, you're turning your hip. So the pressure on your knees is actually really minimal. And that again comes back to everybody's different. It depends on what's specifically wrong with your knee. If there's stability issues or whatever, again, you get back to your doctor and you get the clearance on that one. So I'm speaking in big general terms of people that have sore, maybe joints and tendons. If there's proper rotation, there is, I guess the easiest way to say it, there's proper rotation, there's minimal impact and twisting on your knees. So that's one thing to note. I've had a knee surgery myself years ago and missing half my plica tendon on my left knee. So I have to be cognizant of certain things, and I had zero issues when we did this program. That's the great thing is it is a higher intensity program, but the impact is very minimal, which is great because high impact movements, they get really tiring really quickly. So we had fun. We had fun finding different ways to do this program without putting an impact on your joints and tendons, because those suckers, they don't heal. They need to last, right?
Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so there's two questions about the nutrition plan. They were like, can you re-explain or clarify the nutrition, and so they can explain it better. One person said, I'm confused on how the fixed containers fit in but aren't included. And then the second one that is, you said there are no portions, but it follows the portion fix and use the containers for measurements and food categories. I think they're just a little confused. So it goes on calories, but right?
Yes, so it goes on calories, and in terms of it still uses the color coding system. So like on the I can't remember all the time, but like green is veggies, yeah, proteins are red, carbs are yellow. So yellow is everybody's favorite. So what you do is you look at that, and then based on your caloric plan, like I said, it's page 1. It's hard to explain verbally, but once you guys see it, you'll get it. You put in your measure, you put in what your goals are, and it helps walk through the formula to get your caloric intake, your daily caloric intake. And it's a sliding scale. We're not going to say you have to eat exactly 2,000 calories. It takes you through a system where it's usually about a 200 calorie window that you get to work with. And then based on that, if you're on, let's just say, for instance, you're in plan A, then it'll tell you, okay, veggies is green. So it says how many of those you're supposed to do. But in terms of not having the containers, it walks you through what the measurements would be of those types of foods. So if it's like, for instance, if it's a veggie, or if it's a fruit, for instance, and purple's a fruit, raspberries. Well, what's one purple serving of raspberries? 1 cup. So it takes the color coding system that you guys know, the coaches know when it comes to portion fix, but it uses what everybody has in their kitchen, which is measuring cups and teaspoons and things like that. So it makes it very, very simple to for people to not need something additional to be on the system.
Gotcha.
I hope that makes sense.
It does. I'm surprised they just didn't throw. Is it because they were like, we don't want to give people another set of containers? Is that why they were thinking that they wouldn't throw it in there?
I think it was a couple. I'm sure it was a couple different things, and we spoke about it. We went back and forth on it too. And in terms of simplicity and eating, look, Jericho and I are all for the containers, except for my whole dishwasher issue. But again, super simple. And look, we know how easy the containers can be, but sometimes that can actually be a deterrent as well. For people who are not already exercising and not already doing this it's like, think of the people that don't measure anything whatsoever. And those are the people that are not exercising. So they're not measuring. And then for you to tell them, well, now you got to measure in this little tiny container every single thing you eat. That is so much work. That's like taking someone who has never meal prepped a day in their life and say, you have to start meal prepping. And they're going to say no, and they're not going to do anything. So, we got to find the middle ground here. And the middle ground is to start changing people's behavior a little bit and educating them, saying, okay, what does a proper serving look like? So then they start getting used to whatever they already have in terms of measurement systems at their home. Oh, okay, now I get it. It's not like this much, it's this much. And so, it's going to start to change how they already act, right?
Yeah. So they're still kind of conditioned in the portion anyways because of the color coding system. So if they're coming from one, they know what it looks like. So the language is sort of.
Absolutely. And look, the Core de Force Deluxe kit does have the containers in it. So there you go.
That's perfect. That is perfect.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what else. For someone who owns or has done combat and thinks the program is the same, what are the main talking points to show that this program is for them, and what does the workout schedule look like rest days? So a couple of questions in there.
Yeah, fair enough. So first question for that first part of that question is, look, we knew for most people, even if you have not done the sneak peek, you've seen a 90-second sizzle, basically, for Core de Force. Of course, it's a jab. A jab is a jab. A cross is a cross, and we do a roundhouse kick. So of course everyone's like, oh, it's just another combat, or it's just another whatever, typo, whatever it is. So no harm, no foul, and it's human nature to compare the unknown to the known because people want that familiarity. They want the comfort of knowing that it's like something they're already familiar with, right? But when it comes to what is the key differences, as I said at the beginning, Core de Force is a total body transformation system that uses MMA-style techniques to train your body. And it is not on the beat. It is not on the rhythm, which allows everybody to work at their own pace. The 3-minute interval, the 3-minute round system that we have created is very unique to Core de Force. We pulled from the boxing world where the boxing rounds are 3 minutes in length. And then we put the science in there and said, how can we get the biggest bang for our buck in 3 minutes? That's why, as you guys saw in MMA Speed, you did the 60-second skill, then the 30-second spike, and repeated that. So what that does in 3 minutes is that creates a full interval training system every single round. That takes you into fat burning levels that you wouldn't normally get, especially at for that type of training. I didn't say fat burning zone because that's a myth. It doesn't exist. If you move, you're burning something. So it's more about what level of fat burning are you in. So taking you through these intense spikes. We bring you back a little bit when you come into your skill. You're still rotating, you're still moving. That takes you through the whole fat burning levels of proteins and carbs, and that's why we see such amazing transformation results, because you're going through all these different levels in the round. So that is massively different than anything that's out there when it comes to interval training. modification for every single move when necessary. Work at your own pace, so that means there's no prerequisite. And I think that's like the high end stuff. I hope that gives you guys enough to differentiate. But look, people are going to be they're going to compare it to what they already know. So that's when it comes into just getting someone in there to just try it out. And we knew that hopefully everyone that did the sneak peek, for instance, that has done a previous program that's been in the catalog saw and felt the difference in a lot of different ways. So hopefully, I think people did. We didn't have any. I haven't seen anybody come back from the sneak peek and say, "Oh yeah, that's like that other one that's already out there." So that was good to see that.
Hey, so what's the next sneak peek going to be? What's the next
workout? Monday the 24th. So a week from today? Is that 2 weeks from today? Yeah. 2 weeks from today.
Come back from leadership. Yeah.
Yeah. So
what type of workout will that one be?
That's going to probably be the same one. So we want people the chance that didn't get to do it, and then also the people that did get to do it. A girl in the last call I just was on before this one, she's like, I did it like 5 times and then watched it once. I'm like,
wow.
Crap. But we want people to do it again and really then get a feel for it, as opposed to throwing more stuff at you. For those of you guys that did do it, we want you to do it again, because then you could really see how much more you can get out of it in terms of rotational movements and whatnot. Not punching faster, but getting more out of your full body movement.
Gotcha. Now, Caitlin had said, how much more challenging or fast-paced were the other workouts compared to what the sneak peek was?
So the sneak peek is MMA Speed, which is a 6-round workout. That is, we have a 6-round, a 9, and 2 12-rounds of the MMA workouts. So I don't want to say they get harder in terms of like there's no beginner workout. You just progress. We progress you to the rounds. But even in the workout calendar, the last week of the 30 days, you go back and you do the MMA Speed again, which is the first workout, because again, it doesn't matter. It's only gonna get better. So like you never graduate from boxing, right? You keep getting better. You get more out of your movements and rotations. So and we did this in a test group, and people were so surprised. They do MMA Speed the first day, and then towards the last day of the 30 days, they go back and do it, and they're like, "Oh my God, that killed me." So that's what's cool, is you can always go back to these workouts and just continue to always get more and more out of it. What we do in the MMAs, though, as we progress you in the rounds, we also, as you get down, okay, now I know what a jab is, I know what a cross is, I know what a dominant stance is, I know how to rotate. So now we bring in moves that will enhance the rotation and enhance your workout, such as MMA Speed is predominantly boxing and kickboxing, American kickboxing. So the rest of those, we start bringing in Muay Thai kickboxing, we bring in karate, we bring in Taekwondo, we bring in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, more challenging moves that you need to master the basics before you do it. But then when you master the basics and you go back and do the basics that you think are basic, you go, holy crap, this is great. I get a lot out of it.
I'm excited. I mean, I did both combat and pump, so I'm excited, and they were both awesome. So I'm excited for another workout like this. So yay. All right, so other questions. Yes, the sneak peek is open to all customers and coaches that have on demand. It doesn't matter who you are, you have access to it if you have on demand.
Right. It's a great opportunity to do the 30 days free, which I can tell coaches. So I know a lot of people have asked me, like, well, even before we were able to announce Quarter Force, they were asking, like, well, how do I see the Beachbody on Demand fits into the the catalog of the arsenal, so to speak, of what coaches have to sell? I think this is gold right now, is to push the 30 days free, because you have a sneak peek coming up.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So switching back to nutrition, two people are asking about vegan friendly meal plans.
The recipe, there's recipes in there. And I would say at that point, if you're vegan, you probably already know how to, modify accordingly in the recipe. So there isn't, because I know some people ask about like gluten-free and vegan, and, we couldn't make the book this thick, unfortunately, when it came to that stuff. So, but it's some pretty clean eating already. So if there's some things you need to change and modify, then you should be able to do it fairly simply.
Right. And there's so many, I mean, even if you pull there's 21-day fix recipes that have been created that are in those containers or colors, you can pull from that too. And that's under the 21-day fix. if you have on demand. So you can actually pull that vegan PDF, and it's in your Coach Online office. So if you do have people that need that, you could share that recipe PDF with them too.
Yeah, for sure.
Are all the workouts 30 minutes a day? No.
No. So the workouts progress. Basically, workouts on average are anywhere between in total running time, probably between 30 and 45 minutes. It just depends on the specific workouts that you do. We do stack some workouts as you progress. So some of them you might do, like for instance, MMA speed on the calendar, and then we throw a total core annihilation for 15 minutes at you. So we take you through a whole gamut of different workouts as you progress.
Cool. Okay, rest days. What are your rest days?
What do you want a rest day for? It's only 30 days, you big sissy.
I didn't ask the question.
No, so it is only 30 days. So look, we're going to make you do something every day. Now, we do give you what's called an active recovery day every week. But the nice thing about the active recovery is because we're having you slow down and rest, we actually take you through technique drills on your form and technique. So this actually enhances your form and technique and then stretches you out at the same time. So you are recovering, but the great thing is now you've worked on your form and technique. The next day you go right back into your workouts and get even more out of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So is that all like on your 7th day, then your 8th day starts back over again?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you say, for instance, started, like on a Monday, then it most likely would fall on Sunday. So you can just figure out how to work your calendar into your daily life.
I like it. Rest days always throw me off anyways, so that's good.
Rest days are boring.
I know.
I get bored. Stretch. If you want, we got to stretch, right? It's all about stretching.
You're right. The
high kicks like Jericho. That's what it's about.
God, I'm going to break my leg. You've never seen Matt and I do kicks before. It's sad. Neither one of us can bend our legs. We are not flexible people. It'll be a challenge. It will. I couldn't even post my live video because it was so ridiculous.
Well, look, I tell you what. So the call I did right before this one, the coach group. Actually, there were 3 of our coach test group girls in there, and I was telling them because they were talking about because they're about halfway through the 90 days now. They're doing 3 rounds of it, and so I told them because they're getting great, and everyone is, but it's like. I hope that they saved the first videos that they filmed that first week, because those are the videos that they need to show people that they talk to, because that's real. It's nobody walks around. This is what I tell people is this is something that is not normal, right? You don't just walk around in a fight stance with your hands like this and getting ready to punch. Like, it just doesn't happen. Like, so we're making your body, your mind work in a way that it never has had to for the majority of the population. So that's like me saying, okay, you write with your right hand, great. Now start writing with your left hand. Let's see how it looks. This is kinesthetic awareness, and this is bringing really good work your neuromuscular connections that don't exist yet. So you got to give it time, and you're going to look silly, and you might look like you're slapping your sister right now. But as it progresses, and if you keep listening to do the learn it and work it, not that I condone violence, but sometimes they need it, or your husband or your wife, not your wife, but your husband, whatever. Fake violence is what we condone. Is the more you get out of this, you'll learn it, you do the learn it and work it, and you're going to get so much more as you progress. So are you going to look silly the first couple of times? Yeah. Embrace it, love it, laugh at it, and then look at it 30 days from now, and you're like, wow, I look like a badass now. Yeah. And even if you don't look like a badass, you'll feel like a badass, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, there you go.
That's pretty good. So what were the test results? Like, a lot of people haven't seen the test group results. So what were the results like?
Phenomenal. It really, really was. Mm-hmm. So the first groups that we did were back in January. We started them in January, and then we did 3 30, 60, 90 day groups, 60 people. So we have about 20 people going through each one. It really became clear of how much of a total body transformation program this was, as opposed to weight loss. We knew a lot of people came in just expecting just weight loss, and all right, you shock your body, you're going to see some weight loss at the very beginning. But then, especially even the coaching test group right now, they're seeing about, they're about, like I said, about 45 days into it, halfway through it. And I see a lot of posts. We're all in a Facebook group together, and they're like, the scale's not moving. The scale's not moving. I'm like, you went from a size 10 to a size 4. Like, throw the freaking scale out the window and burn it. Like, it's so stupid. Like, and people get so hung up on this, but it's the inches. It's what's happening to these people's bodies that is just incredible. Where their clothes are falling off them, physically falling off them. And the scale hasn't moved in a week, and they're freaking out about that. So the results are phenomenal. It's all about the inches. It's really what's coming down when it comes to fat burning levels. And it's transforming. And because there is such an amazing, and I know you guys haven't seen it yet, so you got to trust me on this, there's such an amazing strength component to this program. I know it's kind of crazy. You think there's not any equipment. But in the world of mixed martial arts and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, if anybody's ever done Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or wrestling or grappling or anything like that, they know what that does and how much strength is involved in that. It is quite phenomenal, the changes we saw in people and are continuing to see in people, and what it did for myself. I mean, it's put me into a place that I've been the fittest I've ever been, based on this. So that, I'm proof in the pudding as well.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So I wanted to save just a couple of minutes to talk about launching and how to launch and how to have a successful launch. So is there any more questions or things that you want to add, Joel, to it?
I did see one question. Melissa asked a question in the chat I want to address. It's a great question. I'm glad she asked it because I knew I was forgetting something. So Melissa asked in the chat, why don't we change stance in the workout and not put the other side forward? Excuse me. So that was a common question that we got after the workout. And so Jericho and I, we did go live. It's on the Beachbody Facebook page. We went on last Tuesday. We went live and answered a bunch of questions. Excuse me. So in the authentic MMA world, you will always fight from your dominant fight stance, unless you are really, really good at fighting a long time and you can switch back and forth. But in terms of combinations, in terms of throwing stuff, in the MMA world, in MMA combinations, you fight from your dominant fight stance. The great thing about doing that, though, is you guys aren't punching anything. You're punching air, right? There's no resistance in air. So in terms of power, because obviously, like if you have your dominant leg, your dominant arm behind you, there's going to be more power from your back arm, which is across. So that's why typically you have more power from the back. But from a punching air standpoint, you are just rotating your body. And so you have same amount of rotation in a jab. You should anyway, if you're doing it correctly and rotating your hips and heel off the ground. And same rotation is going to come if you do the cross. And then you rotate when you come through the hook. And then you rotate in the cross. So you're creating this movement left to right, right to left, front to back. And then what that does is it starts doing this to your core. It does this entire thing to your torso. That is what we love to say, the 360-degree core rotational movement. So anytime that you're doing the MMA combos, you do not need to switch sides to get results all the way around. Now, we did hear people saying, well, their front leg got really tired, and to which the response is that just means that you were shifting too much weight onto your front leg. You actually should have balance in between both legs, and that goes back. That's what we say, go back and look at the Learn It and Work It. We put the piece of tape right down the middle. We show how your stance should be split slightly forward, so your balance is moving forward and back. Now, anytime we do a move that is a exercise, dominant muscle exercise, like maybe a lunge, for instance, which you guys didn't see in the sneak peek because there weren't any of those combinations or exercise, then of course we flip you. We don't want you to have like a dominant leg and walk in circles and look funny. So we want your jeans to fit perfectly. So that's why we will switch you around. But from a authenticity standpoint, a result standpoint, a safety standpoint, all that above, you do not have to switch sides. So. And with that, Melanie, sorry, and with that, because again, some people have asked about equipment in terms of putting weighted gloves on and things like that. No equipment. Leave them in the drawer. You're punching air, for one, so you really don't need gloves. And then two, as you guys saw in the MMA Speed preview, the sneak peek, you do come up and off the ground. You go down the ground, you come back up. So you do need wrist stability and control. So having gloves can actually hinder that. And we want to make sure that you have full range of motion, full wrist stability and control. So leave the gloves. You don't need them, I promise you. You will feel just as badass with nothing on your hands. Some people asked about shoes. That is 100% up to you and the environment that you're in. So if you have trouble pivoting because you're on carpet, you want to go barefoot, it's great. The nice thing about quarter force is there's minimal impact moves, so that's nice as well. I think that covered all. But if you guys wear weighted gloves and I see it, I'm going to come find you. I'm going to throw them at you. So there.
Deal.
All right. I think I got the point across, hopefully.
I think that was good. I feel like you covered everything. I don't have any other questions. You guys, okay, I think,
and then someone asked, yes, Quarter Force Live is coming out next year.
Next year. I did see that in the FAQs too. There is a ton, like all of the information, like, bless you. Bless you. If you go to the FAQs in the back office and you click on, just type in Quarter Force, you'll be able to see the breakdown of all the workouts. I wrote it down. There is what, 10. So there is 8 workouts in the base kit, and then it comes with an additional, like the free one that they give for being in whatever they call it, the in-network special or whatever.
So there's 10. Right. So there's 8 workouts. They get 2 additional, and then so there's 10 total in the base kit. If they get it through a coach, then they also get the network exclusive workout. And then in the deluxe kit, excuse me, in the deluxe kit, there, like I said, it comes with the containers, comes with 3 additional workouts that we put together, and it comes with the Beachbody Agility Ladder, because 2 of those workouts we designed to use the Beachbody Agility Ladder, but in an MMA way that you never have used that sucker before. So we had a lot of fun with that one. Talk about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on a ladder. Oh yeah, it's pretty gnarly. And then the challenge pack, Melanie, you probably know more about that than I even do on some of this stuff, and you'll find out before I do. But I knew the challenge pack, they have the option of doing Shakeology or Shakeology or Beachbody Performance on that one.
Right. And I do know that it's $140. So those of you that are asking like what the challenge pack is, that's what it is. And also it's all in the FAQs. Like you can actually go in, you can pull the links, you can pull all the kit details, all of that stuff is in there. Even in the Quarter Force product kit and equipment details, it breaks it out to how long is each workout time, the names of all the workouts, so you can see all that. It's FAQ 5217. I'm looking at it on my computer now. So if you guys want, and then it even gives like a workout description. So MMA Speed, there's a 1-sentence description. Each workout sort of, outlines exactly what it is. So that's something, if you want to include that in, an email or a blog, or when you're collecting your information, that'll be really helpful.
Yeah. Well. And I think, we saw what was in, we saw that a week and a half ago, we saw the first challenge pack, and we were looking at it, and like Jared and I, we were like, holy crap, we just kept pulling stuff out of the box, and then we were like, how much is this? And they told us, and we're like, are you serious? Like, we got excited because, I know you guys deal with challenge packs all the time. This is our first product launch, but we got stoked because you get so much stuff for $10 more than a bag of Shakeology. We were like, we got excited. So hopefully everybody else gets as excited as we did. We were like, it was like Christmas morning. And I do know people asked about, in terms of Performance Line, they do not count as calories in the nutrition plan. That's kind of the nice thing about Performance Line. Is they're free. They're pretty much freebies. And because in the eating plan, it's a sliding scale of calories, so you have about 200 calories to give and take. It really makes it easy to put your Shakeology into your daily intake, and your Performance Line doesn't even count. So super. Doesn't mean you can't have like 3 recovers a day, but don't abuse the system. But
can't drink Energize 3 times a day. That wouldn't be allowed.
You can do whatever you want. You'd probably be like trying to talk on your phone, and your hand would be shaking like this at that point, I would think. Yeah. But and I know people have asked, like, in terms of what Performance Line products that we suggest. In terms of duration, because most of the workouts don't go over much longer than 45 minutes, there's probably only maybe about 2 workouts where hydrate would really be even, I don't even want to say a necessity, but you could use hydrate if you wanted to for the longer workouts. But the three that are the easiest ones that work for quarter force are energize and recover and recharge. Mm-hmm. So recharge is kind of like a as needed, but probably suggested, since you're going to be doing something your body's never done before. So you're going to be sore and new in different places and exciting places. And then recover, I'm addicted to the orange recover. So give me any opportunity to work out to drink that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And the recharge is like magic for sore muscles. It's like poof, you wake up the next day and you're not sore.
And has anybody figured out the fact that it is because of the casein protein, it's thicker, so it makes it like a milkshake? Mm-hmm. Like, does anybody realize this, you guys? Because I blended up with 2 key ingredients, and it is a Reese's peanut butter cup shake.
What do you put in? Well, obviously peanut butter and.
You can do water or almond milk. Depends on calories, right? Depends if you're going for the calories or not. But almond milk makes it creamier. You do your recharge, and then if you do the chocolate PB2, the peanut butter powder, which is super low in calories and sugar, like almost nothing, chocolate flavored peanut butter powder, blend it, ice cubes, Reese's peanut butter cup shake. Swear to God, it's amazing.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I just chug it down. I shake it and chug it and go to bed.
I was the same, and then you're kind of like,
it's like gritty.
So I started messing around with what we had, especially when we were doing all these test groups. We're teaching like 2 test group classes a day, so my body was just pissed at me. So I started throwing stuff in there, and that was it. Almond milk, chocolate PB2 powder, 2 ice cubes, recharge, Reese's peanut butter cup shake. You can't even tell the difference.
Sweet. That is awesome. You made my day. Anything with peanut butter is awesome. So cool. All right. So launch details, guys, right? So now everybody's excited. Everybody's going to do quarter force. And one of the big things that I teach, Joel, I teach my team is the best way to sell a new program. The best way to promote it is to do it. And so that's one of the things that we do is we sort of do 2, kind of split it. So we'll have our coach group. So anybody that is a coach in the dream team can go into the coach group that will run, and my calendar is where. So if we launch on the 31st, we'll start workout on the 7th for the coach group, because you'll get access to it immediately. You'll be able to access it on demand before it actually physically comes in the mail. And I always am like a kid on Christmas, and I always do expedited shipping because I need to be the first person to have it, because I want to post my box on social media and be the first person to do it, right? So I'm that person that always does expedited shipping. For me, and because I am a coach and I can't buy a challenge pack, and my whole family is coaches, I have nobody to sign up and get a challenge pack, so I just get the deluxe so that I can have the extra workouts, because I like to do the extra ones. So that's what I will be doing. But if you are interested and your team isn't running, November 7th is when it will start. That's when day 1 will start. It'll give us that week before, from that launch week, to sort of go through the nutrition plan, come up with our meals, and kind of understand what that looks like. We'll do some live chats together as a team. And then we'll kick everything off on November 7th with our before pictures and measurements. And one of the things we were talking about on a call this morning is having 2 groups. So having, half of the group, or people that want to do just the modifier because they need to modify for whatever reason, and then having a group that is going to do the unmodified version. And we're actually going to do a contest between the 2 to see who gets the best results at the end, so that we can kind of share, hey, it doesn't matter if you do the regular or the modified, you're still going to get results if you put in the effort and you eat right. So we're going to do a little contest within that group too, for quarter force. So that'll just give you extra accountability to keep you going. But the part about doing the coach group is that we can talk a lot about how to promote it to people, how to talk about it, what to post, what to share on social media, what kind of jabs should you be putting out there so that people are understanding what the program is and are getting excited. When I was a newer coach, when products would launch, I wouldn't have very many people buy the product the day that it launched. But because I've always done every product when it launched from beginning to end, and I made a point to do a weekly progress update, to talk about how each week went, to share my meal plan, talk about the food, post pictures, every week I would pick up 1 or 2 new customers that would join my next challenge group. So really look at this as sort of a springboard. Nobody has it. Nobody, you can't buy it anywhere else. You can't get it ripped off of somebody down the street, right? Nobody has it yet. So this is a great opportunity for you to say, like, even if this isn't your cup of tea, like you've never done a workout like this before, just be open to trying it, giving it your best. And I bet you'll end up loving it and you'll get new customers in the process. I can speak from experience. I didn't want to do PIO. I like hated the idea of having to do a slow workout because I am a high intensity person. And so I'm like, you know what? I have to practice what I preach. I have to do PIO, and I ended up loving it. It was exactly what my body needed at that time. So trust me on this one. You know, even if you're like, nope, I don't want to do it. I really want you guys to commit to it. You're going to see a big difference. So, and then second, I am running my customer challenge group. We'll start pre-season, which is our plan and prep week, which we'll do the meal planning and we'll kind of set goals and we'll walk through that and do some live calls. That'll be the 7th, and then the group will start on the 14th. And I'm doing that because I'll need that extra week to get everybody's orders and get everybody ready to roll. So here's the thing. Everybody's going to get off this call and be super pumped about quarter force and start posting about it. And that's okay to sort of put your feelers out there. But here's the thing, you know, remember that you want to focus on the fact that, hey, do I have Success Club yet? Because if I don't have it yet, put the brakes on until you get your Success Club points, and then you can go full force. Because heaven forbid you wait until October 31st and those people that said they were going to purchase don't pull through and you miss a month of Success Club and you're qualified to be a Success Club All-Star, you're really going to be upset. So that's just my kind of 2 cents. So it sort of puts the pressure on you guys to be even more consistent with your vital behaviors, to follow up with more people so that, let's just say by Friday, we get that out of the way. So starting, you know, over the weekend, you can prepare all of your information for Quarter Force launch. All right. So what we'll do is next week is I'll get all my launch stuff together. I'll write my post. I'll get my videos together. And then next Monday night, we will actually go through the timing of how I launch things. How do I collect people's emails? How do I get them into a holding group? And then what sort of information do I send them to make sure that they're committed and make that purchase the day of the launch? So we'll talk about that next Monday night so that I don't drag you guys on too late on a Monday night team call. Cool? All right. That's the game plan. Thanks for hanging with us, Joel.
Yeah,
Hope you had a good time.
I think it's a great game plan. I mean, I'm sitting here listening, having a good time.
I'm all about the marketing plan.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, look, I was marketing director for Gold's Gym. I love marketing. I love the bit. I mean, I could sit here and listen and talk business with you all night about this stuff. And I think, you know, one of the things, and you touched on it in terms of, you know, doing the program and bringing some authenticity from speaking from an authentic standpoint, is we all know how important that is. You is in your success, you know that is number one. And in the world of the marketing thing, and I just said this on the last call, and it was, if you're okay with me just sharing this real quick, is, you know, marketing 101, there was 3 things that I learned years ago. And when it came to talking and what marketing companies do when they're out there trying to sell something, they do 3 things when they're doing an advertisement. And it's one, you know, they're thinking about their audience, right? They're thinking about their target market, which you guys should be doing as well. Think about who you're talking to and how you're talking to them. And there's 3 things that this person is going to think of when they see that you're talking to them about Quarter Force. They're going to say, well, why should I do it? Why should I act now? What's in it for me? And then take away the fear. You know, what happens if I don't do it? And those are the biggest 3 things that have stuck with me over the years. Of take away the fear, what's in it for me, and why should I act now? Because everything that Melanie just said, you'll find in there. So if you start talking to somebody, especially the month of November, Beachbody coaches you guys have Quarter Force for an entire month before anybody else does. You know, before it goes in anywhere else, it is just you guys. You get it. And from what I understand, this is my first program launch, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this has ever happened like this, where it's usually like 2 weeks or something, right? So you guys get the whole month of November, mind you. Christmas presents should be done now, whether they want it or not. And you know, also it really comes. But then think about that. Like, okay, what is in it for this person? what's in it for me? Well, total body transformation. It doesn't matter if you've ever worked out and never done MMA or not. You're going to get to work at your own pace. Joel and Jericho teach you how to do it. You get to start at your own level. You're only in competition with yourself, nobody else. It's off the beat, so you can work at your own level. Why should I act now? Because it's only available this month, and what's in it? And then take away the fear. There's you get the money back guarantee, and you get everything else that you guys already know when it comes to selling products. So just it's those types of things that if you explain something like that to that extent, that is what creates so much value in not just the product of Core de Force, but what you do as a coach. And then people will feel like you're not just trying to sell them shit, basically. And then if that's the case, if they really feel that, and they feel they have a connection with you, then there's trust, and then there is no more price objections or sales objections, because you're not selling them anything anymore. You're working with them, and you're just trying to help them. So that's my little mini spiel on that. Sorry. But yeah, I get excited about that stuff.
That's exactly what I teach. That's exactly what we will talk about. And I mean, it is on sale for the month of November. It'll be $140 versus I think $160 is the regular price. So, and even just one big thing you guys can do as homework assignments is go back through your notes and start to think about, okay, what are the ways that I can drip this out? What can you think about what he said, those 3 things, and then how can you drip that out? What are your posts going to be? And you can start letting your wheels turn, start getting your pictures together, getting your posts together, and again, speaking to that market. And I think you can be really successful at it. Don't think in terms of selling things, think in terms of sharing. What value can I add to the people's lives that are following me on my social media sites? And if you can do that, you will have no problem at all. So.
Completely agree. 100%.
All right.
Well, I'm on Team Melanie. I love it.
Woohoo. All right, let's do this. We're going to sell the most challenge packs. We're going to have the big.
I'm in.
That's our game plan. So I'm sure you're exhausted. You've been doing a million of these today, I'm sure. So, and I am too. It's been a long night. So it's 10 o'clock here. We are going to let you guys go. Guys, I recorded it, so I'll get the recording up. It'll be posted in the team page. You can share it. You can re-listen to it. If there's anything else question-wise that you have, let us know. We'll get it to Joel, and he can definitely answer it for us. So, all right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and I'm excited for you and your launch. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be great. It's exciting. So,
yeah. And thank you for all your support. And, shameless plug, Joel Freeman Fitness on social media, Instagram and Facebook, and Jericho McMatthews. So follow us. And, hey, look, we don't have a social media team, guys. It's us. We're doing it ourselves. So if you have a question, ask it, we'll answer it. And then other than that, I'm going to go watch the second half of Monday Night Football. Melanie's going to go to bed probably, and everyone have a great night.
All right, guys. Thanks. See you later. Bye, everybody.